Good morning and welcome to Emerald Creations Crafting with Gina. This morning I would like to show you how to make this beautiful little Christmas card. It's in the shape of a gift box and it's using coordinating card with DSP from the mini catalogue. It's called the Tis the Season DSP. It's 6x6 and the colour schemes involve cherry cobbler, garden green, real red, shaded spruce and whisper white. Very Christmassy, I'm sure you agree. The stamp set that we are using today is the Tag Buffet. I love stamp sets that have images and verses and sentiments. To me it makes a complete project when you purchase a stamp set like this. So we'll get moving forward and show you how to make this card. The verse is stamped on the inside and I finished off the inside with a little bit of spare DSP, which you will have when you've cut for the front layers. Okay, so the first layer is your whisper white. I have used thick whisper white. My measurements are 10 centimeters by 29 centimeters and it's scored at 4.5 centimeters. The lid again is in thick whisper white. It's 11 centimeters wide by 8 and scored at 4 centimeters. So that is your basic white. The insert for the inside of the card is not thick whisper white, it's the regular whisper white, and it is 9 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters. Okay, so that I have mounted on the real red just to sort of lift it up and make the inside nice and bright as well. So the real red layers then that we're going to need, I'll just put it here so that you can read them or take a screenshot if you want to, are 9.5 centimeters by 14 centimeters. So this goes on the front and this then goes on the lid, and it's 10.5 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters. Then you have two small strips, and the reason why I've cut the strips of card is because the ribbon that we're using is sheer, and I didn't feel that it stood out well enough with the DSP coming through it, so I've cut these strips 1/2 centimeter wider than ribbon. So they're 1.5 centimeters, and the long strip at the front is 14 centimeters, and then this one on the lid of the box is 3 centimeters wide, or deep, should I say. But you'll understand it as we're all putting together, hopefully. Okay, so that was my measurements for the basic card, and then the measurements for my DSP, which I've pre-cut ahead, is you have 3 pieces of DSP. You have the front layer, which is 9 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters, and then you have the piece for the lid, which is 3 centimeters by 10, and then this is the little bit that goes on the inside of the card, and it's 9 centimeters wide by 1.5 centimeters. So there we go. So okay, so we'll get started assembling the card together. My choice of glue today is Tombow. If you're a little bit nervous about sticking things on straight, this actually gives you a little bit of wiggle room, so you don't get it wrong. So first of all, I'm going to put a fine layer. I don't go too close to the edge because you don't want it squidging out when you put it down. So as you can see, I've just done a fine layer around. and I'm going to put this on my real red card, like so. Okay, then I'm actually going to put this on next, this strip on next, and this pattern makes it quite easy to make sure that you have your card in the center. But if not, if you want to be particular, you can measure it. I am going to eyeball it, so hopefully it'll be good enough. So just a little bit of glue on the card. So if you see, you've got two patterns here. Now your paper might be cut differently, so I'm not going to confuse you by saying you have to follow my pattern. But if you want to, you can measure it. It should be about 5.5, I think, but I'm maybe guessing it. So I think that looks good enough in the middle. So what I want to do next is put this ribbon, and I'm going to put it that it's on the back side of the card. So I'm just going to put a little bit of ribbon, or sorry, tape along the back, top and bottom, and this will hold your tape in, as well as mounting your card as well. So just give it about a centimetre over and bring it down and tuck it in the back. Make sure it's tight but not too tight, that it makes your card like so. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of this ribbon at the side, is getting my way here. And we're ready to mount this onto our base card. Here we go. Okay. Now for the lid. So again, I'm going to mount the DSP. We call it DSP, is short for Designer Series paper, in case anyone is watching this and doesn't understand. Designer Series paper. DSP, or Stampin Up, they coordinate their Designer Series paper with the colour schemes that we have. So it makes putting a card or a project together nice and simple. So the next thing we're going to put this. Now I want to line this up. So you can see there's a little bit on either side. Actually, do you know what we're going to do is I'm going to stick this down, because I want to mount that up on some dimensionals. So again, a little bit of glue, not too much. You don't want to get claried in glue, because believe you me, once it gets on your fingers, it goes everywhere. So there we go. And if you see, you can wiggle it, and it's perfectly good to go. So it might be easier to make sure that it's straight when you have it folded over like so. So with the little strip here, I'm going to put some tape on the back of it, or you could use some glue dots. I wouldn't recommend using wet glue with the ribbon, because the glue tends to come through the cloth of the ribbon. So I like to use something a little bit dry. And again, I'm just going to fold it over one side, bring it over, and there you go. Now you can see that sticking out a little bit there at the side, so I'll just straighten that bit up at the back. There we go. And I'm going to mount this using 2 dimensionals just to make it stand up and give a little bit of depth to my card. Okay, so I'll put it on once I have got this in place, the lid in place. Makes it much easier to make it line up with this. So again, what I want to use for the lid, I found it worked really well, is using some dimensionals. So I'm just going to put 2 layers of the dimensionals on the card. You can use them and put them in the center as well, just to make sure it's nice and even, spread evenly over the card. And it's a matter of taking the front of the card on, the backing of the dimensionals off, like so. Oops. Now, oops, sorry, stuck to my ring. So I'm going to line it up and make sure that you're happy with it on straight. You can see that there's a little bit on either side of the base card, and then just bring it over like so. Okay, and then with the back of the card then I ran a little bit of glue like so. Don't take it to the edge of this card, take it to the edge of your base card. I'm going to squiggle it in the middle and fold it over like so. And then you can just line this up so that it is nice and straight, like so. Okay, so the next bit is to tie a bow. Some people really don't like tying bows. This ribbon is lovely to tie. It seems to just mold in nice and neatly. So it's a matter of pulling and shaping your bow. I think I'm quite happy with that. And then cutting the tails. So I sort of bring them over together, one on top of the other, and cut at an angle, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on with a little glue dot on the back, like so. And I'm putting it down near the bottom of it, like so. Okay, there. Now we have 2 little tags. I've cut them out using the die set from the little mini curvy keepsake box, and I just thought it was a nice little detail to put one in front of the other like so. So I'm going to show you how I got this for you from the stamp. So the image in the stamp set is "with love for you," but I just wanted something small, and I'm just going to show you how to stamp up or ink up the for you bit. So here we go. You have to do it upside down and just take your stamp over to the edge, and I'm just looking at the top with the for you and lining it up with the very edge of the wording, or very edge of the ink pad, and you can see I have managed just to do the for you. So I'll bring it over and I'm just going to stamp it down like so. There we go. If you find you've got a little bit of ink along here, you can take a baby wipe or a tissue and just give it a little clean. Or if you wanted to, you could mask it with some washi tape, and that would cover it up for when you want to ink it. But then you have to remember to remove it before you put it onto your card. But I can show you that technique another day. Okay, so I'm just going to put the two of these together, and using the gold twine that's it comes with the tag buffet, and I'm going to tie a knot, just one knot, first of all, to hold these two together, and then I'm just going to take it over to the center of my bow like so, and tie a double knot. Now, if you don't tie it too tightly, it gives it a little bit of, the loop is not too tightly, it gives it a little bit of room to hang down. So I've tied that nice and tightly, and I'm just going to cut off the ends like so. And then I'm going to bring over a dimensional and place it there. Because what I would like to do is put both like that, so it's hanging down or swinging down. Now, so that's the front of your card made. Now for the insert of it. Okay. So I like to stamp before I mount, just in case we make a mistake, because there's two sides to white card. So if you make a mistake, you can turn it over and stamp on the other side. So the first one, we'll do this. We'll stamp the verse first of all. Not too heavy, just firm. If you press down in, you're going to get the ink all around the side of your stamped image. So nice and gently. You can even tap it, would be maybe better. And press down, because it's quite a big stamp, so if you press down in the middle, you make sure that you get the pressure throughout the whole stamp. And then I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. Like so. Then we'll add this to the center of the card. And then for a little bit of DSP, stick this on. So just add a little bit of glue to the, you don't have to add this bit, but sometimes it just makes a little card a little bit more special, a little bit more finished off. And let's face it, that DSP might go in the bin, so it might as well go on the bottom of your card. So there we go, that's your card finished. I hope you have enjoyed making this card. I think the colours in it are very pretty. So thank you very much for visiting with me today. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.